All right. So once you've identified the triggers for your child, the next step is to think about what are a couple practical strategies you can use to help them if they start to get very riled up or really upset. So probably one of the simplest ones is some sort of breathing activity. Something as simple as take 3 deep breaths in, maybe hold it for a few seconds and blow out. Because if you try to make it super complicated with 8 breaths, 5 breaths, 2 breaths, it's a lot to keep track of. While sometimes having a little bit of instruction can be helpful because it takes the mind off of whatever's going on. You're not going to, kids are not going to, I mean, no one's going to function optimally when they're really angry. So being able to have something as simple as possible to be able to pull from memory to think, oh, I'm going to take 3 breaths in and I'm going to blow out. Like something super simple. So 3 breaths in, hold it for a few seconds and blow out. It doesn't have to be ridiculously formal in terms of a set thing. It certainly can be, but it doesn't have to be. Because just sometimes like the simple thing with that, with breathing is it really can help reset things and help kids to feel a little bit calmer. So that's sort of one simple strategy. Another approach is to be able to have something tangible to do. And again, it depends on the circumstances. But let's say during a game, your child gets really angry and so they come out. Or they come out because in general, it's time to pull them out and they happen to be angry. So, something like sitting on the bench and maybe using a hand fidget or, something like putty, something like in their hands. It's small. It's not going to be a distraction to anyone else, but that can help them to kind of channel some of that, that frustration into just doing something different that then can help them to feel a little better to regroup. So basically we have the breathing, we have the hand fidget, and then, a third activity is to simply for them to, in their own mind, identify why are they so upset. Because a lot of times when kids get really upset, they get overwhelmed by emotions. And a lot of times in the moment, they may not fully understand why they're upset. So sometimes just being able to articulate, I am angry because, or I'm upset because, can sometimes be a good starting point towards calming down. It may not magically make them calm down, but I mean, in some cases for some kids, just the clear understanding of, this is why I'm angry can help them at least calm down to some degree. For others, that certainty of it and some sort of simple phrase they can use to offset to say, I'm angry because the referee missed a call. But then maybe I can think in my head to say, they do their best and, they unfortunately can't catch everything. Like some sort of very simple phrase that your child can kind of learn to repeat, if the same types of situations occur, can be a third strategy towards trying to make things a little bit better so they don't get quite as angry during sports. So I hope this is helpful in getting you thinking. Again, each child's different. So you really have to treat each child as an individual person and figuring out what might work best for them.